Hello everyone, Lucas here. Just got back from a very successful trip in BC. We were out for Easter weekend and a little bit into the week, and we found a whole bunch of snakes. So if you haven't checked out that video, there'll be a link at the end of this video that you can check out and see all the different species that we found on that trip. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're out at the family farm here in central Alberta, and we're going to be checking out some of the ponds and stagnant pools of water here, hoping to find tiger salamanders. That is our main target today, and it is the season as well where wood frogs have come out of hibernation and have begun the process of breeding. So they should be out in big numbers as soon as the sun decides to come out, so we'll be on the lookout for them. But key target today is our tiger salamanders, which we've only found a couple times here, so we're hoping for some success early in the season for them as well. So you'll see what we find next. Alright, so we've got a number of wood frogs that are all here fighting for the right to mate. Mating season is going crazy right now. There's wood frogs everywhere, and there's pockets of eggs everywhere in the water here too. Managed to sneak up on this little pile of frogs, and all fighting to begin the process of amplexus with the female. So this poor guy is being attacked by frogs that think they are the same species. They are not. We'll help this buddy off. The little leeches, let go. Alright, so here is the tiger salamander that we found, or saved from the onslaught of hormonal frogs. This is a pretty big specimen. His tail's almost as long as his body, but he's probably probably 8 inches at least, maybe even a little bit longer than that. So pretty big, cool striping pattern all over him. A little bit blotchy for a tiger salamander. They can be a bit more striped than this, or they can just be solid color as well. But yeah, he's sweet. These guys are one of the largest salamander species that we have in North America. So they get upwards of 8 inches long, just like this guy is. You notice how his tail is about half the length of his body. So he's pretty large, and yeah, a big flat tail that's used for swimming in the water, which is kind of ironic because these guys really only spend time in the water during breeding season. The rest of the time they're actually terrestrial. They're out on land digging holes and spending time underground. They'll eat all sorts of insects. If they get really hungry, they'll eat things like small frogs, maybe even baby snakes. Sometimes they even eat other tiger salamanders or smaller salamander species. So they can be cannibalistic like that, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, pleasure to find one of these guys. We don't get to see them very often, and it's always a good time when we do. And we had our nieces and nephews out today, so they got to take a look at him as well, and they were pretty excited to see a salamander. So, he was awesome. Thank you, buddy, for your journey. And we'll set him back in the water where we found him. Give him a new start on life with no frogs grabbing onto him. There he goes. I doubt these two are responsible for all of these. One of these bundles of eggs. Looks a little bit different than the others. I'm wondering if anyone who knows their frogs better than we do could answer whether that's just they're a little more developed, there's something wrong with them, or if they're a different species. Alright, so we managed to get a couple of these wood frogs in hand, and even though they're one of the most common species of frog in this area, they're still incredibly cool, and that's for a few reasons. Number one, there's a lot of variety of colors that these guys come in. They can be sort of a browny beige like this, but they can also get almost bright red as well, which is pretty cool. The other thing that's really cool about these guys is they can actually be frozen solid and be totally fine. They produce their own antifreeze, and it allows them to prevent their blood from forming crystals in the water and or out of the water, and then they don't freeze, so they can come back from being frozen completely solid, which is why they can survive so far north here in Canada. So pretty cool. We'll let these guys go back on their way towards the pond, right where we got them from. So frog number one and frog two. There they go. Alright, so mission accomplished today. We managed to find lots and lots of wood frogs. Like we said, today is, or this time of year is the season where they're kind of going crazy and they're kind of everywhere. And we managed to find our target of a tiger salamander too, so that's pretty amazing. We don't get to see too many of them each year because they're a fairly secretive creature. But every time we do get to see them, it's pretty awesome. So that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. Thanks for coming along on this adventure for us and checking out some wood frogs, some tiger salamanders with us. So yeah, if you like what you saw, you can check out right up here to see some of our other videos. If you want to subscribe, you can click right up here. See ya.